Have you ever felt like you're holding on to someone so tightly that it's actually tearing you apart? What if the pain you're feeling isn't because you love too much, but because you're attached in the wrong way? And what if I told you that the secret to peace lies not in holding on, but in letting go with wisdom? Let's dive into the emotional maze of attachment, a trap that silently imprisons so many of us. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by your emotions, stuck in a cycle that keeps pulling you back in, you're not alone. It's a very human struggle, feeling powerless, like you're sinking in something you can't escape. But here's the hopeful truth. You can break free. Change isn't just possible, it's within your grasp. And to guide us, we'll turn to ancient Stoic wisdom, powerful lessons from great minds like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca. In this video, we'll uncover the Stoic keys to mastering detachment, freeing yourself from emotional chains and reclaiming your inner peace. These timeless teachings aren't abstract philosophies. They're practical, grounded, and deeply transformative. You'll learn real-world strategies to release the emotional grip someone or something has on you. And once you do, you'll experience a powerful shift from confusion to clarity, from anxiety to focus, from emotional chaos to calm direction. If you're someone who values personal growth, who is ready to say goodbye to the mental weight that's been dragging you down, then this journey is for you. Let's begin. Part 1. The power of detachment. Why does detachment even matter? Why should we care? Think about this. When we cling too tightly to people or situations, we start giving them control over our emotions. It's as if we hand someone the remote to our inner world and they can flip through the channels, joy, sorrow, anger, at their will. That kind of control is dangerous. In fact, it can push people toward breakdowns, heartbreaks, even irreversible decisions. But here's what detachment truly means. It's not that you stop caring. It means you're placing the right emotional weight on things, especially those you cannot control. Picture this. Your emotions are like a kite soaring in the wind. Each string you attach to someone or something becomes a direction that kite can be pulled. Now imagine holding too many strings, or one too tightly. Suddenly, you're not flying. You're flailing at the mercy of the wind. Stoicism teaches us to let go of that frantic grip. You can't change the wind, but you can choose which strings to hold. This mindset doesn't make you cold or distant. It makes you strong. It grounds you. Let's make this real. First, identify what or who you're overly attached to. A person? An idea? A past memory? Then ask yourself, why? Is it the fear of being alone? Is it the need to be validated? Is it the illusion that you can't survive without it? Understanding the why is the beginning of letting go. From there, redirect your energy. Invest in activities that spark purpose and joy. Don't let someone or something be the anchor that keeps you from sailing forward, because at its core, detachment is freedom. And with that understanding, let's move deeper into the true nature of attachment itself. Previously, we explored how detachment sets you free from emotional anchors and restores your inner peace. Now, let's go a level deeper, into the heart of what drives our attachments in the first place. Real detachment comes from a place of love, not fear. When your actions are rooted in love, you begin to trust in something greater. You trust in abundance. You start to believe with quiet confidence that what is truly meant for you will never pass you by. This isn't just wishful thinking. It's a deep, steady belief in your own worth. A belief that empowers you to release what no longer serves you. When you understand this, detachment no longer feels like a loss. Instead, it feels like freedom. Attachments, those things we cling to, are often nothing more than anchors, keeping us from sailing the vast, open sea of life that we were born to explore. So how do we begin loosening their grip? Start by doing something powerful in its simplicity. Acknowledge the attachment. See it clearly. Name it. Don't judge it. Just recognize it for what it is. A creation of the ego. An attempt to find comfort through control, safety, or validation. Then comes the shift in perspective. Ask yourself, does your value really depend on this person, this outcome, this situation? Of course not, because your core, your essence, has always been enough. It's the ego that whispers otherwise. This clarity doesn't happen overnight. It's not a switch, it's a practice. A quiet, daily choice to value your inner calm more than chasing external approval. Each time you let go just a little, you reclaim a piece of your peace. And here's something beautiful. When you release the fear of loss, the universe often responds in ways you didn't expect, with new opportunities, deeper peace, and yes, love in even greater forms. So no, detachment doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you start understanding. It means you're choosing to stay true to your soul, guided by love rather than driven by fear. The journey of detachment is not about becoming cold, it's about becoming light. It's about shedding the armor of ego so that the strength of your spirit can shine through. It's about moving forward, open-hearted, clear-minded, and ready to receive what life brings next with grace and gratitude. Part 3. The illusion of the ego, but what is it that keeps pulling us back into these emotional traps? What voice tells us we're not enough unless we have that person or that thing? It's the ego. We just uncovered how the ego fuels our attachments, whispering fears of scarcity and telling us we're not enough on our own. Now let's take a powerful turn, viewing life through a new lens, the lens of equality and shared humanity. Every person you meet, every soul you connect with, even those you eventually lose, they all play a role in your story. And you, in turn, play a role in theirs. But here's a liberating truth. No role is permanent, and no role is indispensable. When you internalize this, something shifts deep within you. You begin to cultivate emotional strength, not the brittle kind that hides pain, but the kind that bends with life's unpredictability and still stands tall. This is the kind of strength that prepares you to face loss and change with grace, not fear. The Stoics were clear on this. Focus on what is within your control, your perceptions, your actions, and your will. That principle doesn't just apply to challenges or hardships, it applies just as powerfully to relationships. When you let go of the illusion that someone else determines your worth, you find the path to peace. You build resilience, not by shutting down emotionally, but by opening up to the truth of our shared, imperfect humanity. Now, let's take this wisdom and apply it to real life, because detachment isn't just theory, it's practice. Part 4. Detachment in practice. Here's the thing. To truly detach, you must first be willing to let go. Let go of the past. Let go of old relationships. Let go of the story you've told yourself about what should have been. Imagine holding a rope so tightly that your hands begin to ache, but you're afraid to let go because you don't know what will happen if you do. Here's the truth. Letting go doesn't mean you fall. Sometimes it means you finally free your hands so you can reach out and grab something better. I learned this the hard way. There was a time I clung to a relationship, not because it brought joy, but because it felt safe. I thought staying was strength. I didn't realize I was actually closing the door to new happiness, happiness that was patiently waiting for me to open up. And here's a truth bomb many of us need to hear. FOMO, the fear of missing out, is a lie. It's like watching everyone else's highlight reel on social media while comparing it to your behind the scenes. But what you're seeing isn't real life. It's a curated, filtered snapshot. When I stopped scrolling through other people's stories and started living my own, FOMO lost its grip. I realized I wasn't missing out. I was finally showing up for my life. Letting go isn't hard because you're weak. It's hard because you're attached to a version of happiness that may never have been real to begin with. You see someone else's life and feel like you're behind. But the grass that looks greener from afar, up close, it has its own brown patches too. Comparing your journey to someone else's is like chasing a hologram. You'll never catch it because it isn't real. Detachment doesn't mean rejecting happiness. It means defining happiness for yourself, on your own terms. So how do we put this into action? Follow the Stoic principle. Focus on what you can control, your thoughts, your choices, your personal growth. Because your worth doesn't depend on anyone's approval, not your past partners, not the people online, not anyone's idea of success or love. This realization becomes your armor, protecting you from unnecessary suffering and freeing you to move forward with courage. Letting go isn't the end. It's a beginning, a bold step toward the life you truly deserve. And that brings us to the next essential question. What is true happiness, and where does real value come from? Let's uncover that in part 5. In the previous section, we reflected on letting go, not as a loss, but as a brave step toward self-defined happiness. Now let's shift our focus inward to where true value really begins. Because the deepest and most enduring companionship you'll ever experience is the one you have with yourself. Real worth isn't borrowed from others. It's born from within. It grows from your character, your wisdom, your choices, and how you treat those around you. Yet so often we fall into the trap of thinking that happiness is found in someone else's presence, that our self-worth rises when they approve of us and crashes when they don't. But when we think this way, we surrender our power. It's like being a bird, convinced it needs someone's permission to fly. Instead, imagine this. The sky has always been open. You were meant to spread your wings, not in someone else's shadow, but by the strength of your own spirit. This kind of self-reliance isn't isolating, it's liberating. It teaches us that our emotional stability doesn't rise and fall with someone else's opinion, that we get to set the course of our inner peace. So remember, detachment doesn't mean rejecting others. It means returning to yourself. It's about drawing closer to your essence, not pushing people away. When you focus on your own growth, when you invest in becoming the best version of yourself, something powerful happens. You free yourself from the weight of needing others to validate your worth. Think of it like tending a garden. You don't beg a single flower to bloom. You nurture the soil, water it with love, give it sunlight and patience, and you trust the process. And whether someone walks into that garden or not, it still flourishes. That's the kind of happiness detachment gives you, one that is independent, deeply rooted, and quietly radiant. So, how do we walk this path? It begins by reminding yourself you are whole with or without anyone else's affirmation. You are not a half waiting to be completed. You are already complete, discovering more of yourself each day. Learn to enjoy the freedom that comes from flying solo when needed. Embrace the core of Stoic philosophy. Focus only on what is within your control, your thoughts, your actions, your attitude, and your growth. This isn't about closing your heart. It's about anchoring your heart so that it doesn't drift in every passing current. Your self-worth isn't a puzzle missing someone else's piece. It's a masterpiece in motion, complete as it is, and still open to new beauty along the way. Before we close, thank you for spending these moments with us today. If this video offered you clarity or comfort, consider giving it a thumbs up. It really helps the message reach others. And if it didn't quite land with you, that's okay too. Your perspective is always welcome here. Want to go even deeper on your personal growth journey? We've prepared something special for you, an exclusive free gift, 3 Stoic rules for a fulfilling life. You'll find the link waiting for you in the description. And now it's your turn. Have thoughts on emotional detachment? Or maybe a lesson from your own experience that others could benefit from? We'd love to hear your voice in the comments. And if you know someone who might be struggling with letting go, feel free to share this video with them. Until next time, stay grounded, stay open, and as always, let's keep spreading the wisdom.